What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's Avermedia here, your Tech and Games Crusader. We have a couple of unboxings we're going to go over. Here we have the Avermedia Nexus, the AX310 unit. And the reason that I got this in is because they say that it will work with the dynamic Shure SM7B microphone that I have over here. And then we also have the Blackmagic Decklink quad HDMI recorder, and this is a PCI Express 8X lanes 3.0 bandwidth capture card. Has 4 HDMI 2.0B full 4K 60 capable DCI color, and then simultaneously captures any combination of formats up to 4K 60 DCI. Supports computer resolutions up to 2560 by 1600 at 60p or 60 frames per second, and software development kit. Now, the reason this looks used is because it's refurbished from a company called VideoBox, and they sell it basically for $50 cheaper with the full intact warranty. So instead of being $550, this is $500 flat. The only reason that you would want to go with this is if you have multiple devices you're going to connect, and in the combination of what I'm currently running, which is a LiveGamer 4K, this makes more sense, because the LiveGamer 4K is one 4K 60 HDR10 capable port with a pass-through, whereas I don't do pass-through, I just play off of the capture. So this being a low latency capture, this makes more sense for me. On the back we see 4 capture cards in one. So the cost being of the LiveGamer 4K around $200 typically on sale, or around $230 when it's not. If you wanted to be able to put 4 of those in your PC, you're going to have like a server grade level of motherboard where it has a bunch of PCI Express X16 lanes, where it is a 4X length capture card. So if they also have their Duo, the LiveGamer Duo, which is one 4K 60 HDR and one 4K 30, so you could be able to attach a camera. But if you wanted to have full 4K 60 camera functionality attached, you'd have to have another one of that capture card, because any of the dongles and such, otherwise you're only going to get 4K 60 or 4K 30 out of. So that's why this makes sense, because if you're buying 2 of the LiveGamer Duos, then you're looking roughly at $500, which is the cost of this. Or if you're buying 2 of the LiveGamer 4K at $200 a piece, add $100, and you're getting 2 more here. It's just, this doesn't say as far as if it is able to use any of the unused ports as pass-throughs or not. I believe this is only a capture input card. So let's keep reading here to see for sure. So Decklink quad HDMI recorder is a high-performance 8-lane Generation 3 PCI Express capture card featuring 4 independent HDMI 2.0B input connections. So yeah, input connections. Each HDMI input connection can capture a completely different video standard or computer input signal. So it's like getting 4 capture cards in one. Imagine simultaneously recording from HD and 4K cameras, computers, and gaming consoles, all with a single card. Custom multi-channel recording. Decklink quad HDMI recorder is ideal for any software that needs to capture more than one channel at a time. It can be used for streaming solutions, broadcast servers, software production switchers, and more. Best of all, it's designed to fit into a single slot, so you can use it in low-profile rack-mount servers. You get true multi-channel recording in different formats, frame rates, and resolutions from each HDMI connection. So we got tech specs here. You can see video standards is 525i at 59.94 NTSC, a 525i 50 PAL, 720p 50, 720p 59.94, 720p 60, 1080p 24.98, 1080p 24, 1080p 25, 1080p 29.97, 1080p 30, 1080p 50, 1080p 59.94, 1080p 60, 1080i 50, 1080i 59.94, 1080i 60, 2160 by P at 23.98, 2160p at 24, 2160p at 25, 2160p at 29.97, 2160p at 30, 2160p at 50, 2160p at 59.94, 2160p at 60 frames per second, 4K at 23.98, DCI 4K at 24, DCI 4K at 25, DCI 4K at 29.97, DCI 4K at 30, DCI 4K at 50, and 4K 59.94 at DCI, 4K 60 DCI. Then supported frame buffer formats. We got 8-bit YUV or UYVY, 10-bit YUV at version 2.10, 8-bit RGB, BGRA, ARGB, 10-bit RGB at R210, and 12-bit RGB at R12B and R12L. So what that means is this can go all the way up to 12-bit color on your monitor for capture. And then we have works with any software. Simply plug the Decklink quad HDMI recorder card into an available PCI Express slot, and it will appear as 4 separate capture cards to your computer. Using the Blackmagic desktop video software developer kit for Mac, Windows, and Linux. Different software applications such as vMix, Wirecast, and OBS can choose different HDMI channels and all capture different video streams at the same time. So professional connections, we have Decklink quad HDMI recorder features 4 independent HDMI 2.0B connections for high quality capture in 8 or 10-bit YUV and 10 or 12-bit RGB up to 4K DCI 30p or 8-bit RGB at up to DCI or 4K DCI 60p. It even supports computer and gaming consoles at up to 2560 by 1600 in 8-bit RGB. That means you can mix and match video from cameras, computers, game consoles, and more in SD, HD, UHD video and computer formats. So here's your digital video interface standards. We got 640 by 480p at 60 frames per second or 60 hertz, 800 by 600 at 50, and 60, 1440p by 900 at 50 and 60, 1440 by 1080 at 50 and 60, 16 by 12 at 50 and 60, 1920 by 1200 at 50 and 60, 1920 by 1440 at 50 and 60, which, something to keep in mind, this is the resolution, the maximum resolution of the RetroTink 5X Pro is 1920 by 1440p at 60, right here. And then above that we have 2560 by 1440 at 50 and 60, 2560 by 1600 at 50 and 60 in 8-bit RGB. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's get into this and see what this card looks like. That was just a business card from the company. And then also, this item qualifies for full warranty and support. So we got end user, please register your product. Updates on Amazon, or updates on Video Toy Box, not Amazon. So the other thing is, I'm not a huge fan of RGB in a, basically, essentially a server PC. So all the lights and stuff that keep on every time I start up the PC, being on the top of the light bar, or randomly just disconnects and has to reopen and resync on the LiveGamer 4K isn't for me. So this is the next best solution, where there's no lights on it at all. We just got a heatsink and a fan that we can see. We got our 4 HDMI 2.0B simultaneous independent inputs. It's a very clean, minimalistic design, and it's not as long. Like the LiveGamer 4K is about this long, and it has a shroud over it, so it does deter for airflow a bit. As you can see, this is an 8X slot, being half the length of a 16X slot, which is this long. Your 4X would be like this. And then your 1X and 2X would be like this. But this is just a show of what this card is. What this card does is basically, like I said, not for pass-through, more for broadcast, and where I do a lot of video transcoding to be able to remaster and upgrade and the quality of old VHS and things in my spare time. This makes more sense for me because I can use this with the RetroTink 5X Pro on my Laserdisc player and on the VHS and all of that stuff that I have going into the AV Pro Edge, the 8K Matrix. It's a 4x2 HDMI 2.1. So this definitely covers all of that. So let's move on here. We have the other device. Dual independent audio mixes, 6 multiple audio inputs, and 5-inch IPS touch panel. So this is, well, say that you've got like a Go XLR, or Go XLR Mini, or any other mixer, and you want to have the functionality of a Stream Deck, but you don't like Elgato products in you don't want to use your phone app that you've been using for years on Streamlabs OBS. What was it called? I'll look it up and let you know later. But there's an app you can be able to use just on your phone for during your stream to work like a Stream Deck. So, say you want to conserve space on your desk and use one device to perform all of that stuff. Well, this is kind of what that would be. This is an audio mixer and creators control center. So, on the side here, specifications, interfaces, USB 2.0 Type B, driver required. Audio input is mic in via XLR for balanced, 6.3 millimeter or 1/4 inch single in, a phantom power button for 48 volt, switchable via Nexus app, a line in for 3.5 millimeter TRS stereo, console in is optical Toslink or SPDIF, also known as, and then computer input is 3 digital tracks. So audio output, we got headphone out, 3.5 millimeter TRS stereo, line out is 3.5 millimeter TRS stereo, output in mix is independent instances. We got creator mix and audience mix. Audio processing is sampling rate up to 96 kilohertz at 24-bit. Microphone effects, we got noise gate, reverb, compressor, and equalizer. Frequency response is 10 hertz to 20 kilohertz, and dynamic range is up to 114 decibels, and your SN ratio is 105 decibels. Control center, this is the information about it. We got screen panel is 5-inch IPS screen with CTP touch panel. And then widgets, we got interactive and customizable grid, rotational encode 6, lighting is RGB, function buttons is 4, power switch is yes, it has a power switch. Power supply is standard 12 volt DC, center negative, less than 1.5 amps. Power supply listed as 1.5 amps. Power consumption is under 7 watts. Dimensions, we got here 21.7 millimeters by 14.5 millimeters by 6.1 centimeters. Okay, so that's centimeters. We got 21.7 by 14.5 by 6.1, all centimeters, not millimeters. And then we got inches is 5.7 inches by 8.5 inches by 2.4 inches. Width stand is 21.7 centimeters by 14.5 centimeters by 9.4 centimeters. And in inches, that changes the height to 3.7 inches. Weight without stand, we got 0.702 kilograms or 24.76 ounces. With stand is 0.847 kilograms, and then that's 29.87 ounces. Requires Windows 10, 20H2, 64-bit and above, Mac OS 10.15 and above. And then we got a QR code here for product info. In the box says we have the Live Streamer Nexus, and magnetic stand, USB 2.0 Type B to Type A cable, and that is a 6-foot cable or 1.8 meters. Well, essentially 6 foot. It says 5.9 feet, so 3.5 millimeter TRS stereo audio cable, a 3.5 millimeters female to 6.3 millimeter male adapter, and power adapter and quick guide. On the back, we can see pointing to 5-inch touch panel, digital volume knobs, interactive RGB LEDs, programmable function buttons, detachable kickstand, and then the inputs on the back. So let's go ahead and use our trusty never rusty Radio Shack micro driver to go ahead and get into this. But I have nails as well, so I can just roll it. Because I don't like messing up boxes and tape and stuff like that, so I'll just do it that way. Alright, so here we have the box inside. Let's go ahead and open it, see what we got. We got our main unit here, we got our cables here. It's our power adapter. Let's go ahead and get the unit itself out. Definitely weighs less. I would say it weighs about the same as the Go XLR. We got our user manual here, or quick start guide rather. Checklist of what's in the box. Let's go ahead and go through that. So we got the streamer deck, magnetic stand. It's already attached, as you can see. Just attached it. Our power brick. With the convertible plugs, which are right here. One moment, guys. Alright, we're back. So here's our power adapter. You can see right there it says 1.5 amp max. And we have our adapters here for the power brick. These are in a NTSC US connection, or North American connection. And then USB cables. Right here. 3.5mm cable right here. Here's the adapter for that cable. And we're in the quick start guide right now. Okay, so breakdown here, we got screen or touch panel. We got function buttons. We got LED lighting on the bottom, front, around sides. A mic volume knob right here. line in volume knob, console volume knob, system volume knob, game chat volume knob, or game volume knob and chat volume knob. And each of the knobs can be pressed to mute or unmute the channel. So on the back we have inputs here, phones output, so we got phones, function, or wait, line out, XLR, line in, Toslink, or they call it console output, optical output. Then we have our USB port, goes to the PC, and our power switch, or power adapter, and then power switch. So different scenarios of things you can connect: headphones, speakers, or receiver, and then mic, external audio device, game console, PC, streaming computer PC rather, and then power. A live streamer Nexus requires a driver and an application to work. Follow the steps below to install them. Connect a live streamer Nexus to your computer and turn it on. Download the installation file from q.avermedia.com/AX310-download. Run the installation file and follow the instructions. We've already gone over the specifications. It was on the side of the box. And then we're just straight into the next language. So let's give this thing a look over. Everything is very well laid out and explained what each thing does. And then through the software, you can be able to do other things with it. So let's go ahead and plug it in so you can see what the interface looks like. Whenever it's got power, I'm not connecting it to the PC because I have to do an update on that my dual boot for Windows, because I'm running Windows 11 and I'm not putting anything on that partition or on that drive, that boot drive. So may have a follow-up video after I figure out what to do with the Shure SM7B and this. If I can figure out any sort of audio configuration stuff, because I'm not great at audio. Video stuff I can do all day long. I've been doing video stuff and editing video as far as improving, remastering, and stuff like that for years. But whenever it comes to actually trying to balance or configure audio, yes, let's just unplug our light. If you guys didn't know, I got this right here. That's a new light. It's got a remote with it, so that's pretty cool. It was $40 on Amazon, so I was like, sure, I'll take a chance on that. Alright, so plugging this in. Got that plugged in now. Well, I guess I am going to have to unplug the top light here. Just because this is the power adapter for the top light. Unfortunately, it's not USB like the rest of my lights, so we got this plugged in now. Let's see what we got. So as you can see, the back of it doesn't have the RGB LED lighting on it. It's just on the sides, coming around to the front. Taking a closer look at the magnetic stand. Here's polycarbonate plate. Has a good build quality to it. And all it does is just sit just like that. As you can see, you got your area right here that this slides into. Clicks have a satisfying sound to them. Buttons aren't too squishy. To only get the solenoid click whenever you hit the center, not the sides, where you actually have the tab. So this retails for $379.99, all the way up to $450, just to give you some perspective of what exactly you're looking at with this. So it is around roughly about $100 cheaper than getting a Go XLR. Go XLR can be used on multiple different things through the software other than just streaming. I'm wondering if you can also use the widgets and applications on this for other things as well, just for Windows, to be able to, like on the Go XLR, I use it to load up programs easier whenever I'm in the middle of trying to sync up things and stuff like that. But yeah, this, as it is, you got a good brightness on the 5-inch IPS panel. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Power switch, it is small, as you can see, very small, but it has a satisfying, does click properly, so there's that. Let's go ahead and turn it on once more so you can see from this angle. Everything flashing. It's the boot sequence for this device. I'm excited to try out and see exactly what I can do with this product that possibly I can't do, or I can do with more effort compared to the Go XLR. So for me, it comes down to I'm not great at being able to set up and know anything about audio. I just know whenever things sound hollow, and usually anytime I use my mic out of the box, except for with the Shure MVI, everything sounds very nasally and hollow in my voice. So I'm trying to be able to fix that and have things sound proper, because you guys have continued to ask me in DMs on Twitter if I'm going to be doing a podcast, and I will be. I'm just trying to work out the kinks of what setup is going to be the best. I thought about doing it in the car with my housemate, just like we typically do when we go out and I have to go to the hospital or go do anything where that we'll be just talking about things that we've noticed throughout the week in the news of the tech and gaming industry world, where I do have over 14 years of experience in PR and marketing for the gaming industry. So, but yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the description below. And I will have links for these products as well in the description. So if you want to check them out or have any on-the-fence ideas of what you're getting, what it may include, and what, as far as more information, not a whole lot of information because, you know, I don't have it connected to a PC or anything right now, but as far as what these things do and if they're worth the price, you know, the worth always is determined by the purchaser. The consumer determines the worth because someone may not use something the same exact way as another person. I don't use anything the same way as anyone else because I don't do anything for its standardized use scenario. I try and figure out what I can get things to do that they aren't designed to do, and, you know, a lot of modding and reverse engineering of programming and stuff like that. So, but that's enough of me rambling on about different things, guys. If you like the video, feel free to give a thumbs up. If you enjoyed the content on the channel, consider subscribing, and also you can follow me at the same Zyberknight on Twitter as well as YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys have a good night, good day. Take care. Zyberknight, Tech and Games Crusader. We'll see you later.